Have you ever heard of the game Duck Hunt? Well, it's an NES game released on April 21st in 1984 in Japan, as well as October 18th next year in America. Its gameplay is very simple. You shoot ducks as they appear on the screen, as so your dog friend can collect them. Like I said, simple. Now, let's make this very relaxing game into a VR horror experience. Duck Season is a VR horror game based on Duck Hunt made by Stress Level Zero and was released on September 14th, 2017. There was a desktop version released shortly after, but I never played that version, so... Before we start, let me give some warnings. First of all, spoiler warning. If you haven't played this game before and have a VR headset, I highly recommend you play it blind. Second, gore warning. There's not much, but I thought I'd give it a warning anyway. And lastly, a flashing lights warning. Now with that out of the way, let's begin. The game is set in the summer of 1988, the peak of gaming according to Google. You are a 10-year-old boy named David. You're seen sitting on the couch looking as bored as ever. Then, your mom walks in asking you to help bring in the groceries. You then find out that she rented the game Duck Season for a whole day.
Oh, you got Duck Season!
One day rental, so make the most of it.
Oh, I will!
You immediately race to the living room and put the cartridge into your gaming system. After the intro to the game, you're then placed into the living room. This is where you'll be after each level is over and where most of the horror action will be. You can also see your endings once you get them all, but we'll get to those later. Right now, all that's really important is the opening tutorial of how to use the shotgun in the game, which I'm guessing was sold with the game because if you have to buy the tutorial VHS tape separately from the game cartridge, I'd be a little upset. Anyway, the video just says how to use the shotgun in the duck hunt portion of the game, while also giving some interesting advice.
Remember, the first rule of gun safety is have fun.
Whenever you're ready to start, you can grab the gun at your feet and click Play Level 1. Once in the game, you're greeted with a friendly-looking humanoid dog, who seems to be smoking until he notices you're there. He snuffs out the cigarette and then just dances. The gameplay is just as simple as the original Duck Hunt. You shoot ducks as they fly by while the dog cheers you on. If you were just to play through all 8 levels normally, then the final round will end with your mother calling out to you saying,
Wrap it up, honey. It's 8 o'clock. Time for bed.
"No, I don't want to go to bed." Then you'll get this ending cutscene, which I'm going to play for you now.
Honey, it's bedtime. Turn it off.
Okay.
We can rent it another day since you liked it so much. But you know, I would have shot that annoying dog. Oh well. Good night, dear.
After your mom leaves the room, you can hear music playing. David runs downstairs and picks up Final Fiesta 2. You are then dropped back into the living room where you can pick up Final Fiesta and then put it into the game console. This is the Fiesta ending. 1 out of 7 total endings. Now, if you were listening, you would have heard your mom go,
But you know, I would have shot that annoying dog.
Maybe it's a hint. So if you were to start up the game again and choose to shoot the dog, well, for the most part, the game plays like normal. However, once you get past level 4, you get put into this dream sequence. Though, this happens every playthrough, so it's nothing unusual. But, when you wake yourself up, you can hear your mother say this.
Honey, have you seen the knife?
I'm sure that's not going to be an issue. Maybe. All the rest of the gameplay is pretty much the same up until you complete level 6. After level 6, you get a news broadcast saying,
Tonight on News Channel 6 at 6 o'clock. Police now asking for the public's help in solving the mystery behind the disappearance of several families from the Tri-County area. If you know anything, please pick up your phone and dial 911 immediately. Plus, a look at your 5-day weather forecast and sports. All that and more on News Channel 6 at 6.
Now, if you were to actually pick up the phone and call 911, you could get another ending. Yes, can I order a, Hello? Where's my pizza? They let me finish my order. They hung up before I could finish my order. That's so rude. However, we will come back to this later. After completing level 7, you suddenly see yourself on the TV. And if you were to turn towards the back door, the dog has somehow broken out of the game and is now outside your house. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Let's just continue playing the game and not tell my mother about this. Oh, actually, before we continue, you can also find a tape called 12 on the floor. I'll play it for you. Yep, that's not creepy at all, and not suspicious in any way. Let's continue. The gameplay is pretty much exactly the same as well, until you get past the 3rd round and take a look behind you. Oh. I fucking knew that was gonna happen. Okay, now here's where calling 911 is going to come into play. If you picked up the phone before level 7, you can get the best men ending. You see the news broadcasting right above your house.
Appear to be closing in on a suspect related to the disappearance of several local families. We're told this person is armed and dangerous. Let's take you overhead now, live to the scene in our
Armed and dangerous?
helicopter. It appears we have some kind of bipedal animal running through a neighborhood, some kind of a beast. He's rounding about through a home, right through their backyard, turning a corner, and we want to, no. Okay, officers appear to be neutralizing the suspect. Let's cut through that feed right now. We apologize for what you just witnessed there. The suspect was believed to be armed and dangerous, although it appears no longer a threat. We are getting word now that
I think you got him. Now, if you didn't call 911, the game goes on just a little longer. After completing level 7, you're back in the living room like normal, except it's dark. And eventually, you see your mother's bloody corpse laying on the kitchen floor, lifeless. The dog has broken into your house and killed her. As you turn back to the TV, instead of seeing a level or a happy menu, you see "Come Face Me." You have no choice. You have to get revenge for your mother's death. You click the button and you're transported into the game. However, things are different. Instead of the cheery music and bright setting, it's instead a red, hellish landscape with the truck on fire and glitchy textures everywhere. Don't let the TV break. After starting, you start to hear boss music. Because yes, this Duck Hunt VR horror game has a boss, and I love it. You start to see the dog popping up, throwing ducks towards the screen behind you. You have to shoot them before they hit the screen, or else it'll shatter. If the TV does end up breaking, the music stops, and then shortly after, reforms again. Then, the blood-soaked dog walks in from behind the stairs. He waves, then shuts off the TV. The credits roll as the sun rises, and you achieve the Stuck Forever ending. The Stuck Forever ending. 4 out of 7 completed. Hello? Shortly after the credits, you can hear the TV turning back on.
Who are you?
A new kid is now playing the game, and David sounds much older. However, if you were to defeat both stages of the dog boss fight, the screen fills with static, and then you're back in the living room in pitch darkness. Eventually, the dog will come out of one of 4 places, and then make his way towards you with the knife that your mother said went missing. Now, there are 2 different endings that you can get here. I'm gonna talk about the easier one first. If you don't manage to shoot down the dog, then he will stab you right in the head, killing you. You then achieve the dead ending. The floor opens up, letting you see— oh my god! That's a lot of blood. The dog then looks up at you and waves. He then shoots at the TV with your blaster, causing lightning to pull him back into the game, ready for his next victim. This other ending is more sad than brutal. If you manage to shoot down the dog, then you get a cutscene of David smashing the cartridge and calling 911 before hanging up the phone. I mean, what could he have told the police? As Game Theory once said,
"What's he gonna tell the cops? A guy in a dog costume came out of my TV, killed my mom, and attacked me, but don't worry, I was able to destroy it with my light zapper." Yeah, maybe it's best that he kept that one to himself.
David then poorly buries his mother in the backyard and starts packing a bag to run away. Now, there are 2 other endings that I have yet to talk about. One requires all of the endings, so I'm going to talk about the other one first. There are points in which your shotgun will glow gold. I'm not entirely sure how it works, so getting this ending was a pain in the ass. But eventually, I got the golden shotgun. And to get this ending, you have to shoot the sun with it. It causes a nuclear explosion, setting David to a void-like area. You can see him calling out to the devs of the game, which is an amazing way to do credits, by the way. A little after the credits are finished, you can see the dog walking up to David, until the company logo covers them up. But if you look behind the logo, you can see that the dog is comforting David. This ending is the nuke ending, and it took me the longest to get because of how much of a pain it is to get the golden shotgun. Now, for the final ending, you have to have achieved all of the other endings, then play through the game one last time without shooting the dog like you're getting the Fiesta ending. The ending plays out like before. However, instead of playing Final Fiesta, you can find a VHS tape laying on a dog bed titled "It's Me." Oh, so we're working with Golden Freddy then, huh? When you play it, you can see the dog making gestures to you. Now, I don't know what these mean, but I'm sure someone does. You then get gestured to follow him. After the tape ends, you're transported back to the stage, except now you're on it. This is the dog ending. When you pull the crank next to you, it reveals that the dog was the one behind everything. Dog!
You the whole time?
Now, the endings aren't where this video is going to end. There's still a little more to cover. So, let's get into some of the secrets, shall we? If you were to look around the living room, you can find a book called Kid Wizard. This is your key to find every single secret area in the game. The first one I found was touching the Kid Wizard book to a magazine called GGG, which apparently translates to 666. But considering G is the 7th letter in the alphabet, I don't think that's true. Doing this brings you to a virtual showcase, according to the dev himself, who you see whenever you load into the area. There is a bunch of stuff to talk about and show, however, that's not what I'm here to do today. Maybe another time if you really want me to. There are tasks here to complete as well, but I don't think there's any point to doing them, because after I did them, nothing happened. I guess it's just for the satisfaction. The next secret is when you take the Kid Wizard book and touch it to the Lone Wolf action figure. This will supersize you, allowing you to explore where you couldn't normally see. There's really not much to say, so let's move on. Next, if you take the book once more and hit it against the cat clock on the wall in front of you, you get transported to, this. Oh. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. All the eyes are following me. Oh god. You can proceed by finding the correct times for all the clocks. The game then tells you to remember the minute letters, ABC 1, 2, 3. Which, if
You go back around the circle and translate the minute numbers 214414, 2141194 using the alphabet substitution to get the phrase bad dad, bad kid.
Thanks. Matt, aren't you supposed to be retired or something? Anyway, this will be important later in another secret, which we will get to that in a second. First, I want to cover something else. If you take the book and hit it against the computer behind the couch, you get sent to this white void. This is literally every single item in the game that you can interact with in one singular area with them all lined up perfectly. This room is for really only taking a look at things you couldn't really see well, and if you really wanted to, watch every single tape in one sitting like a psycho. But you can also find the Kid Wizard book here. Therefore, you can access every single secret from here. If you take the book and hit it against the flashlight, you get sent to the playground in the backyard in pitch darkness with nothing but the flashlight. And a Luigi board! A Ouija board! A cheesy board! Okay, I'm done. Do you remember the bad dad, bad kid thing I said earlier? Well, this is what it's used for. If you put in bad dad, bad kid into the board. Bad dad, bad kid. Huh. The accursed cryptid has finally been dealt with. Fear it no longer. Congratulations, Kid Wizard. You are the chosen one. Go now, rest. You have made it to the very end of the game. Now, I have no idea what this means, but I just simply refuse to dig into it because I am going to be wrong. There's also a book behind the stand, but I don't think it actually does anything. As far as I know. There is one last secret to cover, and it's literally just VR zombies. No, I am not kidding. If you go back to the secret white void and hit the Kid Wizard book against the pumpkin, you get sent to a literal zombie apocalypse. There's not much to say here other than you get to shoot a bunch of zombies before they can reach you. It's kinda neat, I guess. And that is everything in Duck Season. If there is anything that I forgot to talk about, please let me know in the comments, as well as another game to cover, because I'm kind of running out of ideas. I have nothing else to say here, so I'm just gonna end the video abruptly like a normal